So what happens is you go out into the world and then somebody's talking to you about where's the things that you said you were going to create. And if you start saying the things that I've been creating are on the way, you're putting those things that you want to manifest into the future, and that's where they're going to stay. Because that's not how creation happens. That's why there's so much confusion online, is because everybody is living in, conceptually, how life seems to occur for them. And how it seems to occur is, I'm here right now, and I used to be over there, and that's called my past, and I'm heading there, which is my future. But all that is a construct of the mind that enables man to experience the change of things. Otherwise, if you understand that everything's happening right now, in this moment, and this is the only place that you can ever be, it would be overwhelming if you were experiencing everything simultaneously in the right now. But that's what's happening. So we stretch it out in this concept of time, and we create what seems like an ability to experience things over what seems like a period of time. But the way the reality of your creation is happening is actually this. When you look out into your world, what you are looking at isn't a world that's separate from you. Not meaning there's not you over here as a separate individual and then there's my world out there. What it's set up as and how it actually works is what you're looking at, you are so connected to everything out there because everything out there is nothing more than an extension of your consciousness, just pushed outward out here. You're looking at your mind on full blast. That's what you're doing, okay? The reason that's so significant is because the way you've been living life, or the way most people live life, is they look at their consciousness out there and they don't realize that out there is just their consciousness. They think that they're over here as a separate individual and there's this thing called life in the world out there. So they go out there and they try to fix and change and manipulate people's circumstances and events out there as if they were separate things from them. And all they get is exhausted. That's what you get from that method of work. In this paradigm of actually deliberately or intentionally creating or manifesting what you want, you become aware of this new paradigm, which is this. Everything out there is an extension of my mind. It's my consciousness pushed out for me to look at and see. The more that I spend my time back here, altering my thoughts and being mindful of how I feel, the more that changes on a more drastic scale out there. So as I begin to alter my consciousness here, my manifestation of what I'm seeing out there changes more drastically, as opposed to the opposite. Most people are trying an outside-in kind of a concept where I'm going to fix and change all these things that aren't working, and I'm going to manifest these things that I want, and I'm going to feel this way. How it never works. Never going to work. Never. Because it's putting stuff off into what is perceived to be as a future that doesn't exist. It only exists in the mind. So it's never going to happen. It's bankrupt. It's hopeless. And over time, there's just a give-upness that happens to people when they're operating in that model. The only way it's going to work is working in the true mechanics or understanding of the nature of the universe and of consciousness, which is, that is me, my consciousness, outwardly expressed. If I don't like something in there, I'm going to stop knee-jerk reacting to it and trying to control it. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to alter what I'm thinking and feeling, and then notice how my consciousness shifts out here. And if what I want is wealth, if what I want is love, if what I want is abundance, just keep going down that list of things that people want. There's about 12 mainline things that people want. If those are one of the things or multiple things that you want, you have got to become that thing over here first. Then you're going to be able to experience it in your consciousness pushed outward for you to experience. And how are you going to experience it? You're going to see it. You're going to hear it. You're going to interpret it with your senses. Why is that important? Because it's just energy. It ain't a thing in and of itself. It's just an energy that you're going to perceive, and then you're going to experience it and translate it with your senses, and then you're going to have an experience. So none of that stuff out there is real. but your experience in that playground out there is real. And that's the game we're playing, and that's how we're going to manifest things that we want. By changing how we feel and making our frequency match the things that we want to experience out there, and then interpreting them back through our senses for us to experience. Does it make sense?
So if you're still watching this video and you've heard some things that might have resonated with you and you think there might be something possible for you, click down below, get in touch with me, let's have a conversation, and you're going to know immediately whether or not this is a match. And whatever ends up happening, it's absolutely perfect. But I sure would love to connect with you and just have a conversation.